Welcome back, everybody. Orange Track Outlaws here. Today we are going to tackle the Three Blind Mice, the 56 Flashsider Invitational. So what you see here, this is going to be my starting point here for this. Starting off here, don't have too big of plans for this just yet. I think I'm going to go ahead and kind of wing this thing. But I'm thinking blue. I'm thinking pearl blue, and yeah, that's the plan. We're gonna kind of see how it goes here, but we're thinking wheel swap, pearl blue paint, some details. There is obviously no interior to do here, and I got the chrome windshield, which is a little goofy, but we'll deal with it. But that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna dive right into this guy and get this going. So here is our donor car here, the 56 Flashsider. Kind of a pretty cool looking truck. I like this old school looking truck here. This is actually for all you racers out there, kind of a fast car. It's not one of the fastest, but it is probably, I'd say it's about top one. It's about 100 and top. It's about my 150th or so car. I know, kind of weird, but first thing as usual, we're going to take this thing apart, drill the post out, and get the screwdriver in there, break this thing apart, and so we got to work with. And it's not looking like there's a whole lot to work with here, actually. Just basically the chassis. We got the chrome windshield and the body. So this chassis here, all chrome like that, not a big fan. So that guy, we're gonna drop in the super clean and turn that thing into a black chassis and detail it out a little bit. Body, we're gonna strip it down, paint it up, and first thing we're gonna do here is get these wheels popped out of here off this chassis, and then we're gonna let this guy soak in the super clean for a while. It may take a little while since the whole thing's chrome, and it's a little different than just getting some chrome pieces off. Usually when these chassis are fully coated like that, it'd take a little bit of time, but that super clean it'll peel it off there eventually. Not too difficult here, popping the little tabs off here. Since it is plastic, you don't have to drill it or nothing. You just kind of pop them tabs up, pry them up a little bit, and then wheels pop out and you are good to go. So I got my little tub of super clean. This stuff it does wonders. It cleans really well, and it strips that gold or that chrome off that plastic. So here's a look at our body, right fresh out of the sandblaster. And as usual, I'm gonna go straight to the wire wheel, clean this guy up, and see what we got to work with here. Not thinking Spectraflame here, so we don't have to go super crazy on the polishing and whatnot. So we're just going to get this thing cleaned up with all that blast residue off there and whatnot, and clean it up a little bit. I'll hit it with steel wool real quick, then get it under some water, clean it up, and that's about all we're going to do, I think, before we go to primer. So as I'm cleaning this thing up here, this might not be a bad truck to do Spectraflame on. I'm not going to. Hoping one of you guys do some Spectraflame with this. I think that might actually look pretty cool. And that might have to be another project. I might get another one of these and put some Spectraflame on it. That really might make this truck pop. But for now, this is what our body looks like. After we're done there, it's not the best. So what we're going to do is take some primer, some rattle can primer, and fill in a lot of those imperfections and whatnot in the body. This stuff goes on, obviously a lot thicker, and it kind of spreads out and evens out a lot better. So you find the rattle cans to really come in handy when it comes to the bad pitting and stuff, when you really need to to lay some primer on. This body wasn't too bad, but it's still gonna need a good bit of this primer to make it look nice and smooth. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna run this thing through about 3 coats worth. First one obviously nice and light, and then second one a little heavier, and third one we're gonna try to make sure that any imperfections possible get covered up. Make sure there's no, sanding marks or nothing from cleaning the casting up, and we should be good to go. So after that dries, we're gonna get on to some paint. So we're thinking pearl blue, and this is what we're gonna start with some opaque blue primarily. I'm gonna throw just a little bit of pearl in there to start, but I'm gonna lay pearl down later. So we're gonna mix with a little 40-30 and a little 40-12 like usual. PSI is roughly 50 here, and we're gonna go nice and light, but I did pick the white primer, so it'd make a good base for the blue to kind of pop off of. So we're gonna hit this thing with the opaque blue, get good coverage here, and that's basically what we're going for. Nice first light tack coat here for the blue, and then we're gonna layer it up a little bit, probably no more than at least 2, no more than 3 coats probably, just to give us a good base so we can lay down some nice pearl blue over top of this opaque blue, and I think it's gonna look pretty good. I'm not gonna go crazy overboard with the pearl like some of the other jobs I've done. I just kind of want that. I want it noticeable, but I don't want it overbearing. While I'm working on this and kind of been thinking about it, I'm thinking, being an old truck, an old hot rod truck, this thing's got to have some flames on it. So I'm gonna figure out some kind of a flame job on here. I'm not positive what kind of color, what the scheme is I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna get the pearl done. But I think we're going to do some flames. I think that's going to look sweet. So blue's looking pretty good here, base coat wise. Now we're going to lay down a good pearl coat. We're going to put a little bit of Caribbean blue in there to really give it some body. I'm going to throw in just a little bit of hot rod sparkle just to bring out, just to get a little bit more of that pearl and that sparkle to it, but not a lot. Like I said, I don't want it to be too crazy, but I want it to be just a little bit more than just the standard pearl color. So we're going to mix that up. It does, you can see it there in my cup, it does sparkle pretty good. So that's what we're going to run with. We're going to throw this on the gun. We're going to put probably 2 good coats over it at least, and make that pearl kind of come alive on the blue. And then we're going to figure out what kind of flame job we want to put on here. So since we have a base coat of blue, this is going to make, the pearl, which is somewhat transparent, at least being blue and having that candy in there, it'll give us a nice base to lay that blue down, as opposed to putting it over just black or just white. So you can see here, coat 1, you can see a little bit of that pearl popping under the light. It's looking good so far. We're going to come in here with another coat and go for coverage now. And since this casting does have, it's got a lot of little nooks and crannies in it, the fender wells and whatnot behind the cab. Make sure you get this thing all over. You got to do the headlights and the rear tail lights. So you always got to keep moving this thing. Got to try to make sure you get it nice and even. And you should be good to go after that. So I think this blue is turning out really well. I didn't want to lay it on super thick and super wet, obviously trying to avoid any runs. So we're going to go ahead and hit it with a 3rd coat, and that should just about do it for us, I think. I don't think we're going to need too much more really. So 3 good coats, I think we'll be good to go, ready to move on. So pretty excited to get this thing into some light. I'm really hoping that pearl and a little bit of that flake really starts popping when the light hits it. So we got our flames all taped up here. We're gonna go across the hood, and we're gonna go up the side panels there. And what I'm thinking here is some ghost flames. I'm gonna go with some pearl gold, and I want to lay this on light. I don't want it. The goal is to not have it super thick in gold. Like I said, I want to go for that kind of ghost flame look. So, never tried this kind of color combo before. So we're just going to kind of wing it here and hope for the best. It's going to be kind of a judgment call here, since you're not going to be able to tell the contrast of the gold to the blue since it's all taped up. So I'm just gonna go nice and light here. I think I still got the PSI right about 50 or so, but I'm gonna go with more air and less paint, and just try to mist it on as best as possible. And that's kind of all I'm doing here, is misting until it gets to be, you can see the gold but you can't see the gold. So just gonna have to eyeball it and take a guess. So here we got our truck. We got our clear coat all on there, and you can see the pearl golds on there. I think it was a little bit more than what I wanted, but it does I think it does still look pretty cool. The gold, it still kind of has that ghost flame effect, and then when you really hit it right, you can kind of see it lightly in the gold. So I think it's gonna look good. We have our chassis here. It's all without the chrome, or without the chrome out of the super clean. I did chrome up some of the parts and detail it up, the bumpers and whatnot. And we did our wheel swap as usual. Did that off camera. It's just brass axle tubes and super gluing the axles in there. Pretty basic stuff there, so no need to show that. So final assembly, getting this thing, it is only one screw, which makes it just a little bit easier to put together. So once we get this bad boy put together here, we'll be ready for our final reveal and show you what this pretty cool little hot rod truck turned out to look like. And as usual, before the final reveal, we're going to take a quick step back and see what we started with, and try to get a good look at all the improvements and the swaps and whatnot. So that is coming up here right away. You can get a good look at some of them flames, how they, and the paint there popping in the light there. But here's what we started with. 56 Flashsider. Kind of a cool paint job here, I guess. It's kind of got the flame thing there. Some Latin graphics. Not a bad looking truck. Really just needed a handful of improvements. Paint, wheel swap. And that's really about it. This is kind of an easy one to do, and this is what we ended up with. Pearl blue candy with a ghost gold pearl. We got chromed out details, front and back bumpers, grills, headlights. I think we got a pretty cool chrome wheel swap going on there. I know I'd be proud to be driving this bad boy down the street, that's for sure. Would like to thank you guys for watching another one of my videos, and hopefully you come back. I got a lot more going, getting back into some more races. Got some more Three Blind Mice stuff. I got some real cool hot rods that I've been working on here. I want to show those to you guys. And thanks to the Three Blind Mice guys for all these invitationals that they put on. I know I enjoy it. I like seeing all the results. And hopefully there'll be some cool ones, and I know there will be. So thank you guys again, and I will see you on the next build. Have a good one. See ya.